Hey, what a big night out this Saturday night. Crew Lyceum is the place to go and see Showaddywaddy. Rod Deas, as I live and breathe. You're on the radio from Showaddywaddy. How you doing, all right?
Good. I'm very well. How are you?
Very good. Good to have you on this afternoon.
Great. My pleasure.
Well, you've been rocking and rolling forever now, haven't you?
Can't stop. Well, I've been doing it that long. That's it.
Because people kind of forget, because, memory is the thing, that... you were never out of the charts in the 70s, were you?
70s and up to the middle 80s, yeah. That's right.
Absolutely non-stop.
I think we seem to be permanently at top of the pops.
Yeah, I bet it was a cool time to be there, no doubt, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. But the people that you bumped into was staggering, really.
So when you did this Top of the Pops nonsense, because it was an iconic show, as we all know, you went in there, were you hanging around all day, waiting to go on?
There was a lot of hanging around, but I'm sure you know, as with any television, really.
Yeah.
And we had to be down. Actually, in those days, we had to re-record. If we had a single, we had to go down and re-record the track for the television, which was all to do with the Musicians' Union at that time.
Oh, really?
And that was a real bore, that was.
So you had to try and make it sound like the single?
Well, exactly.
Yeah. Wow. And so you recorded that. There must have been some silly union rule for that.
It was the Musicians' Union. It was to ensure that if there were any extra musicians on the track, they got paid for the time, etc. But the only extras we ever used was a sax player.
Oh well, he got a few quid then.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, he's a good friend of ours, actually. Yeah.
Because because how many of you are actually in the group, and does it vary?
Well, there were 8.
Yeah.
And there are now, would you believe, 2 of us.
Oh, 2 of you now?
Yeah, because about 3 years ago, Dave retired.
Yeah.
But the lineup is great. We've got 4 non-originals, but they're great lads, and it's good fun, as it always was.
Absolutely. Are you still wearing the kit?
Yeah, we still wear that. Not the same ones, not 40-year-old ones. But yeah, they all fell to bits.
Did you when whose idea was it? Because you were this sort of people that don't remember. Whether sort of the long coats and they're all bright colours.
Yeah.
How did that come about then?
Well, that was it was you probably don't remember, but like the late 60s, early 70s, there was a kind of it was a lot of music was blues orientated. And the thing was to just go on looking as though you just walked in off the street, which most of them had. And it was like jeans and T-shirts.
Yeah. And
we just thought it was time to glam things up a little bit, to dress in a way that was right to go on stage and entertain. And I think it was actually Malk, who's not one of the originals with us now, who came up with the idea of Teddy Boys, drapes, because it was rock and roll that we were playing.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and it just fitted well. And that was it, really.
And how did you decide which... Because I presume, I've forgotten, but I presume you each had your own colour.
Well, it's funny you should say that, actually, because there was a Lester Taylor at the time, and there was 8 of us in the band.
Yeah.
And we used to... they used to get quite a hammering on stage. They used to get a bit sweaty, etc. So we could only wear them for one night and get them cleaned. So we ordered 8 sets of 8 suits. So he had 64 suits to make.
Wow.
That was matching jacket and trousers, yeah. That was quite a good order for him in those days,
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you decide the colour then? How did you get... Were you blue? I remember...
Well, we rotated them. We all had 8 different colours.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it sounds a bit strange now, but yeah, that's how it worked. And each combination of colours, which were all the same, but different people in different colours on different nights.
And so you had to make sure that he didn't, a woman in the same dress type thing. You had to make sure he didn't wear the same colours.
Well, they were all different set numbers, so we say, what set is it tonight? Oh, it's set 3. And then you'd know what that was. Sounds a bit bizarre now.
Yeah, far too much. Hey, let's play one of your hits, and we'll come back and talk a bit more about you as well, because I want to find out a bit more about you. So, here we go, okay.
Under the moon
Under the Moon of Love, Showaddywaddy. You'll catch them in Crewe this Saturday night. We have from Showaddywaddy, from all the way through. You've seen them all off, haven't you? Rod Deas, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Very good. And Rod, now, we were just chatting while your song was playing there.
I heard the end of it, yeah.
And, you and me, we've both lived in Malta in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, you're the first person I've met that ever lived there. Well, apart from people, friends. But yeah.
So what was it? Family took you there when you were a kid, was it?
They did. We did 3 separate 3-year trips. It was great. I feel quite privileged. Lovely people, lovely island, and not many people get to do that, really.
Yeah, and it was probably a different era when Malta was always about 20 years behind anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure it's. Yeah, I've heard actually. I've talked to somebody recently who said it's a lot more busy than it used to be.
Yeah,
people-wise.
Yeah, I think I went to have a little revisit about 2-3 years ago, and it certainly has got a bit more cosmopolitan than it was. So you were living there, and how did Showaddywaddy get together? How did that happen?
Well, I was in Leicester then, because I didn't. My parents used to move around every 3 years, and I eventually got left in Leicester. I said I'm not coming with you anymore, so they dumped me.
Yeah.
And Showaddywaddy's a Leicester band. I joined a local band, or formed a local band with Russ actually, and eventually, it was 2 bands that formed together, which made Showaddywaddy. And that's how there were 8 of us. And
how long was it before? Did the success come quite quickly when you got together?
I had a couple of years in London as well. No, when we actually got together.
Yeah.
Well, it started out with 2 4-piece bands doing this, doing a night. Pubs have back rooms where they used to let bands in, and they were glad to. You take the door money, and they're glad to have the extra beer money, as it were.
Yeah.
Choice and the Golden Hammers, I was in the Golden Hammers, we had a little chat once and said, let's do a night together. So basically that's how it happened. We started going out on the road as a 3-band package.
Yeah.
The 2 4-piece bands, and then get together, do a few songs as an 8-piece. And agents then started saying, we don't want the first 2 bands, we'll just have the 3rd one. So that's really how it started.
And it must be, just the fact there's 8 of you, it must have been quite hard that you've got to charge a bit to earn any money, otherwise you're on a fiver, aren't you?
A lot of mouths to feed, yeah, you're right, yeah. But we did actually go on a talent show. We went on New Faces.
Yeah, New Faces, yeah. So how did it, because that's the X Factor of the day. And so you wrote a letter, I presume, to get on New Faces? What happened?
I'm not sure what happened. I think they might have asked us to go on, I'm not sure. But we didn't win. Because there was, I think it was a week or a night at the Palladium, and we weren't considered quite right for that at the time.
Really?
Bit too raucous and young. And so we actually came second.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's history now.
So you won your week heats, didn't you? And then you went on to. Did you win 1 week, and then you won the
final?
That's right.
Then into the final. Yeah, that's right.
And there was no public vote on this. So who was on the? Do you remember who was on the panel? Was it Mickey Most and all that stuff?
Yeah, it was Mickey Most. The lady out of Crossroads. I can't remember all the names, to be honest. But yeah, Mickey Most.
And what happened after you'd been on that? What happened then? You got some hits.
We did. Trevor had written "Hey Rock and Roll."
Yeah.
And that would have been first part of '74, April time, I think.
Yeah.
We got a record deal and released "Hey Rock and Roll." Yeah.
And it kept going.
Yeah, and that was the first of 24 top 20 hits, I think.
Now I've got a couple of your albums on vinyl.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah. Still play them.
Of course we still play them on vinyl.
You've not worn them out then.
And then you have all the hits, and you've been in Showaddywaddy a long time. And are you very much a British band? Did you get the Europe scene as well?
Oh yeah, we had a lot of success in Germany, mainland Europe. Yeah, we actually we had a live show beamed to Russia once as well, which was quite unusual.
Wow. So
yeah.
And when the hits start to fade a little bit, like that happens. What did you just carry on clubbing around? And it just sort of carried on, did it?
We've always been a live band, and we just carried on like that. Really, I think the recording career probably would have lasted longer if the record labels hadn't kind of chosen covers as opposed to self-penned stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the first three hits were self-penned, but then it kind of, the sales kind of dropped off a bit, and then we came up with 3 Steps to Heaven.
Yeah.
And of course that went straight to number 2. So I think the labels kind of thought they'd got a formula then.
Do I remember on 3 Steps to Heaven on Top of the Pops, somebody in Showaddywaddy counting wrong.
Oh really? Well, somebody said step
3
4.
steps. Yeah, they went on the step 1. Doing that. Step 2,
well,
and they. I'm sure they went there. They missed 3 out or something.
Oh really? That's the first I've ever heard of that. That was actually Romeo. I'll have a word with him.
Have a word, because it annoyed me for the last 40 years.
Well, it's not right, is it?
Well, it's not right. I mean, it wasn't live; it was recorded. They should have got that right, for goodness' sake. So, out of all the songs you've recorded, which ones do you like? Which ones are the ones that get the party going?
Under the Moon of Love, Guaranteed. Hey Rock and Roll. You've Got What It Takes. 3 Steps. They're all really quite good crowd-pleasing songs.
Yeah, they're still played as well today, aren't they?
They do, yeah, occasionally.
Wedding disco favourites.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing on offer.
Well, after Dancing Queen.
That's right, yeah. Well, you're on Saturday night at the Crew Lyceum. Showaddywaddy, still doing it, still rocking. What colour suit have you got on Saturday night, then?
I will be wearing... Well, because I'll be wearing 2 different jackets on Saturday, because we do 2 sets, set 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And I'll be in pink and green.
Yeah, you look great. Rod, great to talk to you this afternoon.
My pleasure.
Thanks very much for coming on today. Cheers. Rod from Showaddywaddy Crew Lyceum, Saturday night. We had a good party, if ever there was one.